This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Education Minister Jeffrey Lloyd is in voluntary self-quarantine, although testing negative for COVID-19. Minister Lloyd, according to a statement from the Cabinet Office, received a negative COVID-19 RT-PCR test results on Saturday, August 8th. The Education Minister followed the Ministry of Health's protocols after learning that he was exposed to a positive case. Officials say all necessary COVID-19 exposure procedures with respect to the Ministry of Education headquarters are being observed. Minister Lloyd continues to perform his function as the Minister of Education, working remotely from home. The Bahamas National Commission on Marijuana is set to meet again this evening. This is the first time since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Back in January, the commission submitted its preliminary report to Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. In that report, the commission proposes expunging all police records reflecting those caught with small amounts of cannabis. It also recommends legalizing medicinal marijuana and decriminalizing possession of up to 1 ounce of the substance. It further proposes that individuals over 21 should be allowed to use marijuana for recreational purposes and recommends that anyone over 18 be allowed to use the substance for medicinal purposes. Here's the commission's co-chair, Quinn McCartney.
We intended to do a door-to-door survey, but that most likely won't happen now because of the pandemic. But certainly there are other ways of gathering the information, statistically useful information, most likely by electronic means, whether telephone or surveys or whatever the case may be. But we will certainly be using reputable persons. We will be guided by the Department of Statistics, and we will be using reputable persons to help us gather the information, have it collated, and interpret it for us, and then we will amend our report or certainly provide an updated or final report to the Prime Minister with some very, very strong recommendations based on what the Bahamian people would have said and based on our research and our deliberations for the past year and a bit.
Now, Mr. McCartney says there's no set timeline for the final report, but the commission expects it to be completed by the end of the year. And today is Fox Hill Day, the second Tuesday in August, and it marks the day that Fox Hillians celebrate the 1838 emancipation of their ancestors from slavery. This is the oldest festival in the Bahamas. Progressive Liberal Party Senator Fred Mitchell, in remembering the day, says his party is saddened that this year, they're unable to mark the celebrations on the Fox Hill Day Parade and in the Baptist churches. Nevertheless, in sending a message to Fox Hillians, Senator Mitchell encouraged them to mark the day with thanksgiving and pray that next year's celebrations will be restored. In a statement, he says that his party will do all that it can to support its restoration, noting that the leader of the opposition, Philip Davis, joins him in these expressions of regret. Also, today would mark the 114th anniversary of the birth of the nation's national hero and first Bahamian Governor General, Sir Milo Butler. Sir Milo was a freedom fighter for all people, but especially for those of African descent who were oppressed in the Bahamas. Sir Milo was born on the 11th of August, 1906. And customers visiting the Nassau Village Extra Value supermarket were recently treated to sanitary kits courtesy of the Future of Our Neighborhood, or FOON, a nonprofit and non-governmental organization founded back in 2018. According to FOON's president, Jamal Strawn, the organization distributed about 100 kits. He shares the significance of the initiative.
Now, what we decided to do, the government designated 3 days for essential shopping, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They also asked that each family identify a designated shopper and that one person go out and does the shopping. So what we said was that one designated person might not have the means to actually provide themselves with a mask, a pair of gloves, and soap to sanitize the hand. So what we did today was we compiled sanitary kits to distribute to every shopper who showed up today.
Shoppers were also treated to a cold bottle of water while they waited to enter the supermarket. Mr. Strawn notes that Foon has plans to distribute water every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to shoppers at Super Value, Extra Value, and Budget supermarkets in the Nassau Village community.
We have immense support from small businesses, businesses like Global Sun, Apex Construction, BFI Foam Installation, Waste Management, Just Ship It, and the list goes on. We're really a community-oriented and community-based organization, so people tend to pour in private and public investors as well.
Mr. Strawn adds if persons would like to join Foon's community efforts, they're more than welcome to reach out to the organization on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under the name Foon Bahamas. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.